Hello, welcome to this webinar. I'm Philip Button, Managing Director of Brookes and Company, and we're bringing it to you in this form because you're all over the UK and in fact all over the world, so it's a convenient way to give you a little bit of an insight into who we are and what we do, and hopefully we can give you some good advice throughout this process. And really trying to explain how Brookes and Company started, and that will lead to ideas and opportunities to help you. So I hope you enjoy the webinar. It'll only run for 10 or 15 minutes, so quite short, and give you a bit of an insight into us. So let me tell you a little bit of our story and how it all began. There's a nice picture there of me on the left-hand side. I'm the young guy with my partner Terry Brookes, and we go back a long way. I'm a chartered certified accountant by background, and Terry and I started Brookes and Company in 1986, so a while ago, and that business grew over the subsequent years based on our fundamental values of building good relationships with clients and offering them services that they wanted. So good tax advice. We also got involved in strategic planning and really helped a number of businesses grow. So during that period, we built really good relationships with people, and I personally got to know a lot of those clients very well. A lot of those clients became close friends of mine during that period. Rolling the clock on a number of years, in 2003, we had the opportunity to get involved in an opportunity in the Florida market, a property deal at a place called Bahama Bay, which is a condominium project in Central Florida. You may have heard of it. And at that point in time, it fitted kind of quite neatly with my own family and our aspirations. I have two young sons that were 10 and 12 at the time, and they maybe like yourself, like the idea of going to Disney and experience all of those things that Florida had to offer. So when a client came to me at that point in time, Terry's name was, and spoke to me about this particular deal and other things they were doing in Florida, he was looking for tax advice, looking for general guidance, but suggested interested in the properties themselves. And essentially, I took a good look at it. I flew over to Florida and liked the opportunity. It was at a point in time when that Florida market was just starting to grow. 2003, 2004, growth was around 6 to 7%. And it was just before the beginning of that big cycle. 2005, I'm sure you know, was a record year for property price growth in Central Florida in particular. We saw around 25% growth. So our timing was good, and we got involved in buying one apartment initially, and ultimately I ended up buying 9 apartments on that project, Bahama Bay. But the catalyst for the start of our property company was really the whole need to service clients' requirements, because our relationships as accountants and helping people make their businesses more successful and helping them minimize their tax. A lot of those people were looking to invest in properties overseas in rising markets like Florida. And so the developer at the time spoke to me about this particular project, Bahama Bay, and said, do you think you can introduce a few clients, potentially create a few sales for me? And I said, well, look, I don't know, but I'll talk to some of my friends and clients, and we'll see what we can do. I think that it's a possibility. But within a 3-month period, I was able to introduce 200 sales. So quite a lot of business in a short period of time. And then I was faced with the very tricky situation, a dilemma. Did I want to carry on in the exciting world of accountancy, doing people's tax returns, going out on big audits and ticking invoices for 3 months? Or did I want to travel over to places like Florida and the different parts, get involved in exciting projects and negotiate deals on behalf of clients. So that really kind of spawned the start of the property business. I'm not surprisingly, I decided to share some of my own personal attendance, more exciting opportunities in like Florida being and get involved in negotiating property deals fundamentally because I had a responsibility to those who make money, and we were trying to make money on our own investments as well as marrying that up with lifestyle. So it kind of came at the right time for me at that at that point in time. So the start of it, and along with that, obviously diligence, a lot of the need to make sure we check everything. And that due diligence drops into three broad areas: the financial due diligence, legal due diligence, and commercial due diligence. And so naturally, as accountants, we felt pretty comfortable with the financial due diligence, but we needed to align ourselves with the right people. So although we were tax experts and help people strategically in the UK, we weren't experts in the States and in Florida in particular. So we sought to forge relationships, both for ourselves and those first 200 sales at Bahama Bay. And on the top left-hand side, we built really strong relationships with a firm of CPA, Certified Public Accountants, Ron and Pam Moats. And over the last 10 years, they've done a fantastic job for our clients and ourselves. And they're very, very diligent. They make sure you're compliant. But importantly, they save you a lot of taxes over there in Florida. So they're great guys to have on board. And we recognize that very, very quickly. Next, running through the pictures and the partnerships, myself there in the second picture along. And then to my right-hand side is Eric Salpeter, who's a fantastic lawyer, a guy, again, that we've known for a number of years. And he's a Jewish guy out of New York that's gone down for an easier life in Florida, based in Fort Lauderdale. But as you would expect, a very capable lawyer, a great negotiator, certainly the type of guy you want on side. And so that legal due diligence kind of kicked in that early projects, and it's permeated for all of our projects going forward. But those guys are very, very good. Even simple things like, do you have good title to the property? It seems like a bit of an obvious statement to make, but people don't check out that they have clear unencumbered title here. There's no charges or outstanding taxes or fees that may restrict the title to that property, and lots of other things. So good lawyers help you. And then on the right hand side is a young looking Ashley Folks, who's the sales and marketing director of Brookes & Co. And I'm really kind of my right hand man now, and a guy that I'm sure you'll speak to as we go forward and will help you a lot. Bottom left hand side is Terry Brookes. Terry and I have known each other since 1979, so I know I don't look old enough, but I've aged quite well. And then the next guy along is the key development partner in Florida, Garrett Kenny of Feltram. This guy we've known for a number of years. We like his honesty and his integrity. He's a very, very big player these days, and has delivered on half a dozen or so projects for us. You may have even been involved in some of the projects yourself, most recently the fountains at Champions Gate. So a great partner for us, a very reliable guy, and delivers a fantastic product at a great price, and the timing is very good. Stephanie Harris is our marketing manager. You may have spoken to Stephanie, and she's responsible for a lot of these clever creative ideas. And on the right hand side, we've got a firm of currency traders based in London. They're called Currency Solutions, and the reason we use them is that we're able to trade very, very close to the spot rate on the day. It makes a huge difference. Just a few days ago, we did a transaction for a client who was buying a property, a 4-bedroom property on one of our existing Florida properties projects, and that transfer was 220,000 US dollars. And because we're trading so close to the spot rate on the day, it saved that client just under £3,000 in currency exchange if they'd have gone to their own bank against using our relationships. And the simple reason for that is that we're a big entity, we've got lots of clients, and we've really flexed our muscles. So we trade at half a percentage point away from the spot rate on the day, as opposed to being 3 or 4 points away. And as I said, it's a 3,000 line. So it's a very tangible way that we can show you how we can help you. So just to run through quickly some of our partners and the importance of doing your due diligence and aligning yourself with the right professional advisors. You know, it's fundamental if you want to be successful in property transactions, whether it's in Florida or anywhere else in the world. You know, that's a key piece of advice that you should consider. I've given you a bit of that preamble and running through where it all came from. Was really the catalyst for the start of the property company. As I said a few moments ago, once we made those early sales and bought a series of properties at Bahama Bay ourselves, you know, I had that tricky dilemma. Do I want to stay in the exciting world of accountancy and prepare people's tax returns and go on these wonderful big audits that go on for weeks and weeks? We don't want to fly all around the world negotiating deals and trying to make money for our clients and ourselves. And so back in 2003, we formed the property company. And between then and now, we've transacted just over $500 million in US dollars in transactions. We're one of the UK's leading property investment companies. And we've genuinely got a level of specialization in that Florida market and Caribbean market that most other people don't have. So I personally travel there every 2 or 3 months. I've probably been to Florida 50 times in the last 10 to 12 years. I personally know most of the best builders, friends of mine in Florida. We have direct access to the banks. We can get deals, lawyers, accountants, etc. Why would you look to us for help? Because we genuinely have those contacts and the expertise that will certainly assist you in the process if you're looking to buy property overseas, particularly in Florida. Just to give you a little bit of some of the things we've done, and I'm conscious that you know, some of you that are watching this may not specifically be interested in Florida, and some of the deals we've done in recent times have been in the UK. This particular deal, Altius, was in East London, and again, this was all about recognizing what our clients wanted and trying to find them the right property at the right price. Here, the developer was Taylor Wimpey. At this point in time, they were servicing very, very high corporate debt, around 11 to 12%. So we were able to secure a number of properties, 70 in total, big discounts to the price they were selling in the showroom. Clients now, some 5 or 6 years later, are selling those properties at higher prices than the numbers you're seeing on the screen, in excess of £300,000 in a number of cases. So big success story, trying to marry up what our clients wanted with opportunistic situation with that particular developer, Wimpey, at that point in time in the London market. So that's Altius. This is a project in the Caribbean, in Antigua, the Veranda Resort and Club, and we're responsible for really launching this project. This again was a relationship thing, and we knew the developer. I personally knew the owner of one of the most successful resort companies in the Caribbean, Elite Island Resorts, and that guy, Rob, his name is, asked me if I was interested in helping develop this brand new resort, and we knew our clients had an appetite for the Caribbean, so we were able to come into this deal at very low price points, 160,000. And one of the things we did for the clients in terms of structuring the deal right was to save them a huge amount of transactional taxes, things like stamp duty and the like, by structuring it in a very clever way And in a nutshell, we saved them about $40,000 in transactional taxes. So that was our core expertise as accountants, as planners, as strategists, and that really bodes well for any of you that might want to do business with us going forward. We try to look at things from your perspective and see how we can help you. And then just one more example of a project and a number of projects that we've taken an active interest in Florida in the last 10 years. But this one is kind of key, really. We've seen it all throughout the growth cycle. You know, I was at Reunion in 2005 when they had huge launches, and land prices started around 200,000 at that point in time and went through to $500,000. Now, they are the very same land parcels that you're looking at now on this slide, that after the market collapsed in 2007, dropped down to as low as $25,000, $30,000. And we recognized that around 2011. And we bought, along with our clients, 37 building plots at an average price of $30,000. And within a short period of time, they naturally corrected and started moving up. And this particular sale of 85,000 crystallized a big gain. Those land parcels are now selling at between 100 and 125,000. So that was our knowledge, that was our expertise to negotiate direct with banks and bring our clients into a really simple, straightforward land trade, but at the right point in time. So, you know, really good example of us knowing that market and striking at the right time and making sure that our clients benefited to negotiate those really some significant discounts from the outset. So just moving on from there, it gives you a pretty good example of what wrap things up. It's really important for you to understand when buying property overseas. Make sure that you do your due diligence, you do your homework, and you do it carefully, because a lot of people maybe do financial due diligence, and we tend to mainline on that as chartered accountants as background. You'd expect that. We're very, very strong on the legal due diligence, but be mindful that you need to do commercial due diligence as well. And I'm talking about things like looking at other comparable properties in the area. Make sure you know you're buying at the right price. Make sure you understand the key people that you're trading with, particularly the developer and the builder. What's their track record? Are they likely to deliver? If they're offering you guaranteed rental returns, maybe it's a yield play, that, you know, they're in a good position to deliver on those promises. And make sure you do your homework. But of course, you know, we're here to help you with those things. We've got the experience. We've been involved in, we've been in business since 1986, but specifically in property transactions from 2003, so for the last 12 years. And we have a very strong relationship with all of those players that I've mentioned before in Florida. It's a market that we genuinely love, we genuinely know well. So if that's what you're interested in, your time is certainly right at this point in time. We'd be delighted to talk to you and help you. You know, one of our key guys will be happy to have a chat to you about things in detail. You may have already spoken to Adam or Chris along those lines, but I'd be delighted to meet with you on an individual basis. You're welcome to come to our lovely offices in Essex, and there we have a lot of collateral, big scale marketing material as well, so we can really show you some of these opportunities in detail, but more importantly, give you the help and guidance that I think you need if you want to take buying property seriously. We genuinely have that knowledge and that expertise, and we love to help you. So I hope you've enjoyed this webinar. Contact us on the phone number that you see on the screen. talk to one of our teams or email us. You know, we'd be delighted to meet with you in person. I'd love to see you. So thank you for listening to the webinar. I hope you've enjoyed it.